Greetings from Tromaville. This is Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma and creator of the Toxic Avenger. You know, folks, when we're not making those great movies like Tromeo and Juliet and Return to Nukem High, we like to listen to the Horror Drunks podcast, because Horror Drunks podcast is the best podcast about it. Poetry, interpretive dancing, and Walt Whitman.
You're listening to the Horror Drunks You're listening to the Horror Drunks podcast. This is John Russo, screenwriter of Night of the Living Dead and many other movies and books, and this is just a great station that you should listen to, so tune in, and if you don't, I'll come and I'll kill you.
Hey man, thrill me. You better watch shit, but fuck watch. hey, better tune in to Horror Drunks podcast, or I'm coming after your asses, wherever you are. Hey, this is Tom Atkins. Thrill me. You better tune into the Horror Drunks podcast. It's Miller time, baby.
This is Sid Haig, and I want you to listen to the Horror Drunks podcast. I'll come over there and put my boot all up in your ass.
This is Julian Sands, and I want you to listen to the Horror Drunks podcast.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
You're crazy.
No, I'm deaf. Plain and simple.
Long lives the near flesh.
Got good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
Your father, right? I don't die!
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
Why?
The pain.
What do we do?
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
This is the Horror Drunks podcast, and in this episode, right? Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah.
This is like a TV show.
Yeah.
We are doing a director feature on Stuart Gordon, but we're gonna...
Gordon.
Motherfucker, let me talk. You do that. Like, if you listen back to the podcast, after I introduce what the podcast is, you fucking chime in with something before I'm done. Fucking Randy! Where was I at, man?
I think you were about to get under the table and apologize to me.
So we're not going to do it like we did the Romero because we picked the movies first. So it's going to be, we're going to talk about his filmography, who he is as a man, how big his dick is. We know everything about that. No, you didn't get that intel.
See, this is one of those instances where if we were on video, you'd have seen the facial reactions of Scott and I, and maybe would have chuckled at us as well as Ken's obvious.
I asked for the info, and Scott was supposed to get right on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Scott's the one with all the connections. So, did you get the?
Did you at least get his favorite food?
No, I couldn't find anything, man.
It's got to be Italian.
What's the dirt?
But anyways, we are gonna do 3 films like our normal format, but this little director feature.
Yeah, normally
it didn't happen on purpose because Scott had to go, and I wanted to do like just a feature on Romero. It's like, fuck it, we're doing all Stuart Gordon films, so let's do it that way too, I guess.
Normally in the intro, we would go through like the history of whatever
the movie.
Specific portion of this genre that we were focusing on. So this, just run through his filmography the same way we would. Starting with Reanimator, but I mean he did a movie called Bleacher Bums. But Reanimator is interesting because he was a huge H.P. Lovecraft, huge fan of him. He was obsessed with him pretty much. Obviously, yes. And
he did theater. He directed plays from the early 70s on before he got his first movie, which is Bleacher Bums, but I don't know. I guess it's a comedy maybe. He didn't know about Reanimator, and he thought he read all the H.P. Lovecraft stories, and a friend told him about Reanimator, so he became obsessed with, and he couldn't find it anywhere, so he eventually went to a library, and they let him photocopy it because it was so crusty and old and falling apart. So he became obsessed with making that film, and it took him a long, like he got money to do Yuzna had the money.
Yeah.
And
Yuzna's the producer, so
yeah, he had the money.
Have the money.
And Reanimator is terrible. It's a shitty movie.
I'm gonna slap you.
I'm just kidding. I would give Reanimator a 10 if I could. It's like perfect for what it is.
It's a 9.5 for me.
It's a 10 for me.
But yeah, I mean, Reanimator is. People pigeonhole it as a zombie film, but it's not. It's a mad scientist film. It's a zombie film. It's sci-fi horror. It's a lot of things. It's gory as fuck. It's sleazy. It's funny.
Yeah, and I just found out useless trivia, but that big muscle bound dude.
Yeah.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double, standing guy for years after that. Yeah.
Okay.
And well, that'll come in play in Fortress when we talk about that. But do you have any input on anything else to say on?
Basically, just Jeffrey Combs' performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
The first of many collaborations.
Collaborations. Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and talk about Reanimator all night. Honestly, it's
and you can't
one
pick
of my favorites.
Can't pick it though. It's everyone.
Yeah, everyone has seen it. If you've seen a Gordon film, it's probably Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
So
says the guy that picked Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, but that was we had like a down week, and I just wanted to. He got to pick.
He just wanted to pick his favorite movie.
Well, he picked Videodrome, and I was like, that sucks.
Oh yeah, because that's not cult as fuck, right?
Yeah, I was like, because I still haven't seen Videodrome.
Yeah, but I was looking for my perfect 10, and I didn't even get it with my favorite movie.
Well, you just said Reanimator would be a 10.
Yeah, but I didn't. Whatever.
So you found your 10. It's Reanimator.
But I'm not on the podcast. We're not doing it. So
that still counts.
No, like I said, I could pick Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
So next would be From Beyond,
and we will talk about that in a little bit.
Indeed. And after that would be what?
Dolls. And we'll talk about
that in a little bit.
So we're going to skip up. We're going to skip past Kid Safe, the video.
Right.
It's probably warning against people that look like Scott.
It's a PSA.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah. Bill started that shit.
Beware Scott the pedophile.
Okay.
God damn it.
From the mouth of Bill himself.
We're going to skip that, and then we're going to go up to Robot Jocks.
Robot Jocks is cool as fuck.
Yeah, Robot Jocks is awesome.
I haven't seen it. There's no way it holds up.
One of the reasons that I love Stuart Gordon so much is that he features a lot of really cool stop-motion animation, which is just like very prevalent in Robot Jocks.
Yeah, it's like, because I seen it when I was really young, but I have very fond memories of it.
Well, not only is it cool, but it kicked off like a whole subgenre of like sci-fi action films. There were a bunch of giant robot movies after Robot Jocks.
Yeah.
And one of the actresses from Dolls, that Hillary Mason that plays like the old woman, she was in Robot Jocks. Because we know that Gordon loves to reuse cast members. He likes to work with familiar people. So,
well, that's another thing I wanted to bring up about. I was talking to you about it before this. That there's some similarities between him and George Romero as far as meeting their wife through work, through movies or theater or whatever, and they both feature their wives in plenty of movies, reoccurring friends in the cast,
lots of cast and crew.
Yeah. But Romero and then falls off, and Stuart Gordon hasn't yet. But
I would give Robot Jocks like a 7.
I don't remember it enough to.
Yeah, so I'd probably give it about a 6.5, 7.
But there's no way it holds up as far as.
It's still a fun watch. I just watched it a couple of years ago.
But it's so cheesy though. It's got.
Well, yeah, it's absolutely cheesy. Okay. But it's fun if you like kaiju stuff or giant robot stuff. Then it's fun.
Yeah. Then we're going to jump up to 1990, Daughter of Darkness. I actually got to watch this.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it. It's got Anthony Perkins and Mia Sara in it.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know Perkins was in it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's filmed in Romania, I believe. And
that's one of the things that's really cool about Gordon is that he doesn't just shoot and like, oh, I'm just going to shoot in some city.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Yeah, he shoots
I'm not
in
gonna shoot in
He's
Chicago.
shot in Italy.
He's not Abel Ferrara.
He's shot in fucking Spain and obviously, I guess, Romania. So that's awesome.
I don't know I don't know if he does his own location scouting, but it's like this movie. I don't really want to get too much into Dagon because we're going to talk about it, but just the locations he finds in some of these
Castle
movies.
Freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking. They make the film. That's what Dagon.
Even like the House and Dolls. You know, I mean, a lot of the.
Yeah.
You know, setting is very important for a film atmosphere.
But it is a vampire movie, and she goes looking for her father, which is Anthony Perkins.
Is it a remake of The Daughters of Darkness from the 70s, the vampire film?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting coincidence then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't say anything on the trivia, but it was really cool for a TV movie. It felt like an Italian horror film.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know.
Not a Romanian one.
And then we're gonna go to 1991. Oh yeah, by the way, you can watch that. It's on Amazon streaming. So
nice.
We glazed over.
No, we didn't.
Honey.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he didn't direct it. Oh
no, but we still need to talk about it.
Yeah.
That was what, like 87 or 88 or something.
Something around there.
Yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Gordon didn't write it, but him and Yasna and the guy that wrote Dolls, Ed Naha, and I think maybe even Dennis Paoli, like they all conceived of the story together, and then Naha and somebody else wrote it themselves. And I still to this day really enjoy Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I wish that it would get the treatment that it deserves. It doesn't even have a widescreen transfer on DVD.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which is really annoying.
What we were saying earlier, though, Stuart Gordon considers it a horror film.
Well, yeah, I mean all that business with like the scorpion and like the kids and the ant fighting the scorpion and like constantly.
Yeah, he's like, just think of Skull Island, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. And then like reading that and then thinking back on the scorpion scene. And that's some more really cool stop motion stuff connected to Stuart Gordon.
Yeah, those scenes stick out in my head from when I was a little kid.
And my poor name is Rick Moranis. So
Rick Moranis is the man.
He's so cool.
He is.
We should do a podcast on him.
One of the coolest fucking comedic leading men in history.
Walks away from Hollywood because his wife dies so he can raise his kids.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Rick fucking
Scott
Moranis.
wouldn't even do that if he had kids.
No, because I don't want kids. Fuck them.
Fuck kids. Gross.
And not that way.
Them.
I mean, not. God damn it.
All right.
Next
is Pit and the Pendulum, 1991, which
I
you
watched
revisited.
that one.
I didn't get to revisit it, but I've seen it twice.
Really great. I love it a lot. The cast is fucking monstrous. Like Henriksen and Combs and Tom Tolles and Stephen Lee, who's also in Dolls, and Mark Margolis, that people will recognize from Breaking Bad as T.O., the old dude in the wheelchair with the bell. Oliver Reed for like half a minute, basically. But, and Frances Bay, the old woman that plays the witch, she's in like a ton of shit, like in The Mouth of Madness. And
she's the old lady in the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It's really great. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't really
You like
follow.
the other one from the 60s.
The Price one?
Yeah.
I actually like this one a lot, but I do like the Corman Price one better. But this one doesn't follow Poe's story very closely at all. It's like kind of a romanticized fictional arc on the Spanish Inquisition and Torquemada, the Grand Inquisitor. And Henriksen plays Torquemada. It was like Tolles plays just one of the dudes in his court, and Combs plays one of the dudes in his court, and I don't know. It's good. It's there's.
You want to do that Tolles line?
Oh, the Pope is in Rome.
Well,
Yeah.
leading up to it, you got to do the whole scene out between both acts.
I don't remember the whole damn scene.
All right, well,
but the scene is cool, though. They like exhume this woman's husband to flog his bony corpse for sins that he committed while he was alive, and they take all of his money and his estate and leave his like wife and child penniless. And she says like, "The Pope will hear of this," and he gives her that little sly look, and the Pope is in Rome.
Score it?
I would give Pit and the Pendulum a solid 8.